Hey everyone, I'm Rosie and welcome back to my channel. This week we're doing a continuation of last week. I talked about putting a skeleton in one of these abandoned boat things, and I think we should just go ahead and continue with that idea. I really liked it, and I want to do something really cool and really kind of trippy in the sky. I'll talk about it when we get there, but I have some good ideas, so I'm pretty excited about this one. So the first step is to cut out this skeleton. All right, that wasn't too bad. Obviously the ribs were pretty annoying, but not too bad. Let's talk about the two boats that I pulled out last week. There's this one, which I think the skeleton fits pretty well in. The thing about this one is it's not like in the water, the sky isn't clearly defined. I maybe would want to pull this boat out of that scene and put it in a different scene. So that might be one option. The second one is this one, and I also think the skeleton fits pretty well in here, but is maybe a little bit big. But what we could do is make it look like his leg is maybe in this like under, I don't know, whatever the part of the boat that's called. And so it would go behind there and his foot would come out the door a little bit. That might be funny. What I love about this background is the sky. And what I was thinking of maybe doing is cutting out part of the sky in kind of a wiggly, wavy way, and then putting back there some really like trippy texture, something very colorful, and make it seem like the skeleton is sort of like looking into the sky and it's creating this new world in this little like portal area. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. I don't know, let me play around with a few things. I'm gonna first try to put the leg through this thing to see if that helps this image. Maybe we'll cut out this boat and maybe see if I have a different background that might work in there. I don't know, let's do some playing and see if there's anything that we like that's starting to develop. Should we put a little animal down here to have his elbow resting on, maybe? Like a, I don't know, a sea creature's head? I don't know. What do I do with this foot? And then my plan for the sky is to go from his eye line and then out like this, and it will progressively get bigger as we go. I'm thinking maybe I should like sketch that out a little bit so I'm not guessing. Okay, you probably can't see, but I sketched some lines and I think we're just gonna go ahead and wing it. I mean, I'm gonna cut out a section, so we can always cut out more if we don't really like the line. I think I'm more worried about cutting up too much, but I don't know, let's just do it. So I think this works for now, and once we find a background we like, we can make it bigger, I think, if we want to add more of that, but I think it'll be hard to see until we actually get a background in there. So now let's dive into, I think I have a textures folder and some other books that I know have like crazy textures in them. I don't want to just put a galaxy in there. I mean, it already is the sky, so that's kind of weird, but I want to put something kind of colorful. I also think that maybe we could play around with maybe some big planets or maybe something weirder like eyeballs or something like that. Eyes or maybe other body parts. I mean, we have the skeleton, so it would kind of tie it together if maybe we have like body parts in that area. This is getting kind of weird, but I'm kind of into it. I'm on this journey, I'm ready. I think we have a winner. I like this like crystal-y thing. It's kind of cool. Okay, crazy idea. I have these eyes cut out that I've had, I don't know, from some other project maybe. Could we fit them in this little like portal area? Maybe? Okay, how creepy is that? I feel like this is so different than the collages I normally make. It's really weird. I'm just having fun. I think it's like good to experiment outside of your comfort zone and do things you don't normally do. Just because it's like not your style doesn't mean you can't have fun with it. So that's what we're doing today. I forgot I had this book. It's Optical Illusions. Most of the images are black and white. So maybe, I mean, that might look cool, but there's two, one at the front and one at the back that are color, and that might look interesting. Let's take this out and see what we think. There's something really interesting about this. There's something really, really interesting. So I don't know what it is, but there's something about this background that I find really intriguing. It's very different than anything else I've ever done before. And I kind of want to explore this further. And I think we're going to need more eyeballs because I want to go really hard on the eyeballs, I think. And there's a lot of shapes here. So I feel like we could cut out this triangle and put an eyeball right behind it. That might be really creepy. Or just cut out some of these lines and tuck the eyes in them, so these really feel extra connected. And then the other thing I was thinking we could do is maybe do some like little slits or like little openings to expose more of this background. And so the portal doesn't feel, well, it's not really a portal. This opening doesn't feel like so stagnant. And so like, I don't know, specific to that area, it's kind of like it's opening up. So I think if we add some areas like that, it might help. But I think this is going to be really weird and very different than my other collages. And I think that's okay. So let's just embrace it and keep going. Wait, this is kind of cool. I kind of like it. It's really creepy. Oh my goodness. So part of me feels like because now we have so many eyes, I feel like maybe we need a more neutral background. I don't think this one is bad, but I think it's maybe the eyes are sort of the point of interest and all these extra lines are sort of maybe getting in the way. And I feel like I'm not using this like cool optical illusion to its fullest potential. So I'm gonna go back and try the crystal thing we were looking at earlier. I also pulled out this prairie, which is just kind of more neutral. And then also this more like red toned sky. I'm hoping this one looks fantastic, but we will see. I gotta move all these eyes, which is a little bit annoying. You know what? I like the one we had before. I like the crystal one. I think that it's a little bit more trippy, which I think is what I was originally going for. And I think it fits sort of the mood a little bit better. Okay, I'm getting a little bit sick of moving all these eyes around. The only annoying thing about this background is it's like a touch too small, so I'm gonna have to trim a little bit off the top, a little bit off the sides, but I think it's gonna work. I am really loving this. It's really, really creepy, which I love, and it's like really trippy, which is sort of what I was going for. So I'm on board. The last thing I wanna do is, I know I had mentioned adding an animal here to rest his elbow on, but I think what makes more sense is if we just cut a little line and dip his elbow in the water. So it's like he's chilling, like his elbow is chilling in the water. I think that's probably what we should do. All right, I think that we are done. I think, wow, I love it. This is like kind of what I had in my head. Last thing to do is to glue everything together, trim up the edges a little bit. I love how funky this looks. It's super, super silly. I love how this turned out. It's so weird and like trippy, and I love it. And it's also made me realize that I need to be on the lookout for like cool textures in books, because it really adds like a cool element. And I realized I like don't have that many books that have textures in them like this crystal thing. And so I'm gonna be on the lookout for that, because I think this turned out really cool. And I just love it. It's a little bit different of a style than I normally do, but I think it's really fun and exciting, and I think it turned out really cool. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next Thursday for another collage video. Bye.